Alright, so one of our subscribers wanted us to react to Tate on gun control. I think it's his first, I think it's Tate's first video on his channel, Tate Speech. It is 4 years ago. So, what do you think he's gonna, be talking about? I'm kind of curious.
I think he's gonna be more pro-gun.
Because I've seen this before. He is pro-gun, for sure.
But I'm curious on where he goes with this. I feel like I already kind of know where he's gonna go, just because I know he has lots of guns. But I want to see what points he makes. Yeah, because he does make good points. Okay. So we'll just get right into this.
Yeah. All right.
My name's Andrew Tate. I'm the most knowledgeable human in the world, and I'm here to discuss on my YouTube channel some extremely important issues which we face in the world today with one of the most well-known and respected leftist activists, Chuck the Cock.
My name is Chuck. I disagree with everything Andrew says, and I love watching my wife with other men.
Today we're going to be discussing gun control. I'm an advocate for weapons to be held by citizens. I'm an advocate for the Second Amendment. I have my own reasons for that, which we're going to discuss very shortly. As I said, I happen to be the most knowledgeable human that's ever existed, ever. However, in the wake of the school shooting, unfortunately, Chuck the Cock disagrees with me.
Andrew, I believe that if you took guns away from people with guns, then nobody would have guns.
Okay, well, that's a very interesting argument. But like most things,
he said if you took guns away from people, they wouldn't have guns.
You can't take guns away from everyone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's his exact point.
Try and present. You have to keep things realistic.
No.
Okay. Well, that makes it slightly more difficult. When we took drugs away from everybody, are there still drug addicts? Which means that when you pass legislation in an attempt to ban something, very often things still exist. So what happens when you ban guns is that the people who obey the law don't have guns, and the people who don't respect the law continue to source a weapon and use a weapon. And if you're about to go into a school and shoot 20 people, you don't care about the law. Therefore, passing a law saying it's illegal isn't going to help. Murder is already illegal. Carrying a gun in a gun-free zone is already illegal. This guy's broken enough laws.
He's speaking facts. Like, if someone's already going to shoot up a school, which happened today, actually, if they really want to, they're going to get access to a gun somehow. Like, in states where drugs are extremely illegal, people still find access to drugs. Obviously, guns would be a little bit more extreme, but they'd still be able to get access to them. Yeah. And then, like, just same outcome. They gotta do something.
Laws committing his act. He shows he doesn't respect laws, and passing any new law telling him that it's illegal what he did is not going to stop school shootings.
But if you made guns illegal, how would he get a gun? He wouldn't have a gun.
He would have a gun for the same reason that when you make drugs illegal, people can still source drugs. And people say, oh, but you make guns illegal, they'll be much harder to get hold of. Every 17-year-old retard I've ever met in my life manages to go out on the weekend and get their hands on illicit, illegal substances for the sake of doing them with a bottle of vodka and acting like a spastic. If 17-year-old idiots can source cocaine, I'm sure they can source a firearm when they're desperate to shoot everyone in their school.
But in Australia, they made guns.
Do you think the kid who showed up to that school today, do you think he obviously he really wanted to, right? You think he wouldn't have found a gun? You think he just wouldn't have been able to find a gun if it was illegal, or even if it was like banned? Do you think he wouldn't have been able to get one?
Yeah, but the point they're trying to make is that it's still in some states way too easy. There's still got to be a little bit more.
There's got to be some.
You can't take away all the guns. That's just a little bit unrealistic. But you got to make it a little bit more tougher for people to get a gun.
Yeah, but not just that. They gotta have.
And they should have security in all schools.
Exactly, especially elementary. Like,
no, I mean, high school a little bit more than elementary. I think there's more school shootings in high schools than elementary schools, but the elementary schools is just where it hurts more because it's just random. Yeah, that's where it's just random.
Yeah, but there should, like, it's literally where people were. I feel like every place where there's always a large gathering of people, there should always be security.
Yeah, there should always be security,
exactly.
Especially in elementary
and
school,
I'm not talking
school,
about the cops
schools.
in American high schools who just sit in the office or just sit in their car on
there
TV.
There should be a
Actual
cop
officers.
at every front door, or should be a gate around the school.
And they should be paid well to do their job the right way. They should be paid more when they're guarding those schools. I mean, like, just take some money away from like the military and put it towards that. That would be way more useful. And I'm not talking about all the military money, just like a tiny portion, and put it towards the salary of those officers who are protecting schools and shit. That would solve it so much. Like, at least it would cause a little bit less damage, right?
Like, that would cause a lot. If there was 5 officers in every elementary school, there might be some deaths because sometimes they get the upper hand and take out one officer. But they're not. The casualties are definitely not there.
It wouldn't be fucking 14, which it was today.
No, it wouldn't be 14.
Be 0.
It'd be one. It would be one, maybe
and
2 other hurt.
An 18-year-old kid is not gonna.
He's not gonna take out 5 officers, 6 officers, and once one officer gets shot, everyone else knows. The police department's there. They should just bust in right away. SWAT team.
I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to search up and see if there was an officer at the elementary school.
If there's not, I just don't know why. Especially in Texas. Especially in Texas.
Yeah, so there should have been.
I don't know.
The most leisure, relaxed gun laws.
No, Montana is more relaxed, but
yeah, but Texas is a prime example, and it's just not a good situation. Like, I don't know. All right, let's see what he has to say.
It's illegal, and there hasn't been a mass shooting since.
In Australia, we had guns. Right up until 1996. And in 1996, Australia had the biggest massacre on earth. Still hasn't been beaten. Since the gun ban in 1996, there hasn't been...
Why do they always have this dumbass comparison? There's a way bigger population in the U.S. than there is in Australia. Which correlates to why there's way more guns in the U.S. than there are in Australia. Like, that's just the dumbest comparison ever. Why not compare, like, a place like that has similar population?
To compare it. There's no other place like America that has guns like this, where it's just out and about everywhere. 50% of people carry.
Yeah.
More upper.
Wait, is that the actual statistic? 50%?
Oh, it's above in some states. Some states, almost 60%
I wonder what the average
people
is
carry.
for all
People
states.
that are allowed to carry, it's in like the 60%. So like 60% of people carry.
Yeah, I mean, I
saw it on something.
Carry on them or just have them in their houses?
Both. Like, not everyone's carrying it like out and about, but they have it in their home and they are willing to carry it out and about.
I mean,
I would unless you're in a non-carry free zone.
Yeah,
which is like public places. Can't just go into like a library.
It just needs
pistol.
to be. There needs to be more secured because both of us we would want to have guns, right?
Yeah.
So would the law if they were to come up with a law that says we're not? What if it came out with a law and then all of a sudden we can't get guns?
They wouldn't do that.
What would the requirements be? Like a psych eval or
psych eval. Well if you want to get a gun, you can get a psych eval. If you're not fit for a psych eval, like
I wonder if
why do you need a gun?
Yeah, I wonder if the psych eval would have like, but the person who's evaluating, are they even confident enough to tell? Because like, how would a psych eval even?
I don't know how it goes, but it's like actually I think it's like scanned, so like they can tell without you even saying anything. Like they just tell from like you know like how like sometimes they look at like psycho killers' brains.
Yeah.
They can see where like it's messed up in their brain. They can I think they can tell from that psych eval somehow. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's just a guess I got for me.
All right,
I mean, it's not really that difficult, but it's just more stuff they have to do.
Been a single massacre since. I don't know how or why this happened. Maybe it was a coincidence. In Australia, we had the biggest massacre on earth, and the Australian government went, "That's it, no more guns." And we all went, "Yeah, right then, that seems fair enough, really."
Okay, 2 points. Firstly, fuck Australia. And secondly, Chuck, we need to discuss that the gun penetration of Australia compared to the gun penetration of America are completely different.
I think it's New Zealand, actually.
People compare these two countries like they're exactly the same. At the time that guns were banned in Australia, it didn't have the gun penetration of the United States, and it had a consensus from the entire population to ban guns. America has neither of those things. If you ban guns, that doesn't mean all the guns vanish. They don't evaporate. They still exist. Plus, you have a huge portion of the population which isn't going to give their guns away, which means that when you ban guns, even if by some miracle you could get a law that blanket banned guns, there'd still be guns everywhere. And because it's against the law, the only people who are going to get hold of the guns and trade the guns are criminals, meaning that law-abiding citizens can no longer protect themselves against a firearm.
Yeah.
Look, you lost me at
Do you
penetration.
know how much money
But what
you
about
make
that?
as a criminal
Yeah.
if guns were banned and you decided to trade them? There'd be so much more people trading guns and
It'd be
just
nuts.
for the money.
It'd be
That
nuts.
kid who was in the school, see, you weren't there. I wasn't there. David Hogg, his name is. Now, he's a hero.
My Twitter following has tripled over the past day essentially, and I think that's in part because of these trolls. So for that, I'm honestly kind of thankful.
He's going around the country. He's refusing to go to school until gun laws are passed. Now, what about that is not smart?
David Hogg is a twerp. The word dork was invented for David Hogg. David Hogg gets bullied in school with or without a gun
I was bullied in school.
because he's a little dweeb. And people like me who understand the real world don't get bullied. David Hogg gets bullied. He's just happy for his fucking 5 seconds of attention because he's a little dork loser and thinks he can go on there and say, "Ooh, no guns," with the same shit arguments you have. Explain to me how, if we ban all the guns but guns still exist and the only people who trade the guns are criminals, meaning that law-abiding citizens can't have guns, explain to me how a law-abiding citizen is supposed to protect themselves.
Well, Andrew, your arguments are really invalid. I think you are just heavily funded by the NRA. I think this YouTube channel is funded by the NRA. And you know how it is. They want the guns in the hands of everyone.
They always go that route.
No, but that's a perfect pause moment with the kid with the gun. That's how they actually be thinking. But Andrew said it perfectly, though. The gun penetration of the U.S., it's already too far gone. Unless they're going to do some state or fucking countrywide search, banging into everybody's doors and just grabbing the guns.
They can't do that.
It
It's
won't
too
work.
big. It's
Exactly.
too big.
And they'd
It's
be
too much
breaking
money.
another amendment, right?
Yeah.
So what can you do besides just...
You can't take away anyone's guns.
Yeah. All they can really do is just make it harder to get them.
Yeah, you just
and
have to
increase security.
make a little bit more tests and have more security in public places. There should be a police officer. There should be a police officer in libraries, schools, colleges. There's plenty in colleges.
But
I know.
I promise you, the kid who shot up the school today, I guarantee you he didn't go to a gun store and buy the gun. I guarantee you he got it from his
family
parents,
member,
or he got it
That's
from
what-
some random place.
No, most of them's from their parents.
Yeah.
But that's just the bad parents.
Yeah.
Okay, why are your guns out for your 18-year-old just to grab?
Yeah. So
he feels like
what
it?
you're really saying is there needs to be a psych eval if you want to have kids.
No. Just get if you can't pass a psych eval, why do you need a gun? I don't know.
No.
Babies. Every single teacher. These people are crazy.
Depending on what qualifies passing a psych eval. Because
Exactly.
I don't know the government's qualifications of passing. Like they think if you would it's like a questionnaire. Would you jaywalk? And someone says yes. Oh, you failed. You failed. Shit like that. But if it's a
have you
good
ever sped
qualifications-
before? How many
Yeah.
times have you been? It would be stupid
How
shit
many
like
times
that.
have you broken? How many times have
pay
you used
your,
illegal drugs? Or
Do you pay your
something like
taxes
that?
on time?
Yeah.
Just basically, are you the perfect?
Do you drink? How many times do you
yeah.
drink a week? They'd ask you questions like that.
Yeah.
It would if it's like that, then it's like, damn. Well, now you're just screwing with people. But if it's an actual test of the brain and seeing how people are mentally,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair, to be honest.
That's not true. The NRA do not want guns in the hands of everybody.
They do it for the
NRA
military.
believe you should be able to protect yourself. The only way to protect
So why
yourself
not
against a
do it for a
firearm,
normal gun?
unfortunately, is with a firearm. We've all seen enough movies. No one's Neo.
Bulletproof vests.
Okay, if someone
Bulletproof vests in schools.
In school.
if someone had a gun and you didn't have a gun and you called the police, would you expect the police officer to have a gun to protect you with?
If it were legal.
So it's okay for the police to have
Why
guns,
is he
to use
so
guns against guns,
Yes.
but it's not okay for you to do that.
It's not okay for you to do that.
So
People
who?
like you have mental health issues. I'm perfectly fine.
So who do you believe should be allowed to have weapons?
The army and the maybe police.
The army and the police.
The ones who aren't racist.
Okay, so the army and the police only are the people who are allowed guns, but criminals don't give a shit. So they break into someone's house and there's no army and there's no police there, and you're just a helpless victim and there's nothing you can do about it.
Helpless. I can call the police.
What? Okay, next question. When we have a bank,
Dude, people don't realize
we have
the response time for police isn't as quick as you actually think it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, maybe in a like emergency
Majority,
situations,
like,
there might be a bit
I'm
faster,
pretty sure
but-
majority of people, if the situation comes, they don't even have a chance to call the police because you have to react on the situation before.
Mm-hmm.
or we have anything really important we have to protect, what do we protect it with?
Well, I don't think you should protect the president. I don't like him. He's rude.
This is when Trump was
misogynist,
in office, right?
And
I think so.
we should go back to
Yeah,
Obama.
4 years ago.
4 more years.
All right, last question. Tell me how passing a law saying guns aren't allowed will make all guns evaporate and make criminals no longer use guns.
You know
because
they could
one
do?
second,
They
Jesus
could
Christ,
pay.
there's a lot of
They could
guns.
pay people to give up their guns,
Really could.
even illegal guns. Just pay them.
Yeah, any gun that comes through,
Any
you get
gun,
like a
legal,
10K,
illegal,
20K check.
Whatever it's worth. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't do whatever it's worth. It'd have to be a little bit more,
Yeah.
so people get more out of it.
Exactly. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't even think that would really work either, because people would
it
still.
could come out of the. It come out of
Because if you keep your gun, that
Yeah.
just increases the value of that gun.
Yeah.
to
I
be
mean,
honest.
everybody who votes to ban guns, it could come out of their paycheck.
Goddamn.
Guns are gone. It's what you want. So it comes out of your lefty paycheck. So I mean, that could work.
in Mexico,
Something.
guns are illegal and it has some of the largest firearm deaths in the world.
Have you ever been to Mexico?
Yes.
Shit. My name is Chuck. I'm a registered Democrat. I voted for Hillary Clinton in the last election. I'm a vegan, a gun control advocate, and a cuck. I love to see my wife fuck other dudes.
That was a good video.
Yeah, it's just a skit, but they had some good points in there, though. Alright, yo, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know your opinion on gun control in the U.S. Let us know if you agreed with Andrew Tate. I don't know why it's spinning. But, you got anything else to say?
Nah, just, everyone stay safe out there.
Yeah,
Tell your
for real,
families
for
you
real.
love them. It was tragedy today. Hopefully
Yeah.
we can learn off this and go from a better. Because it's just getting sick at this point.
Yeah,
It's too
at this
much.
point, you turn on the news and you just see it. It's not even, what's it called? It's not even like a surprise anymore.
It's not even a surprise. How can that not be a surprise?
Yeah.
That's just nuts. Crazy.
Yeah, well,
But-
like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.